I just want to experience how much I am excited about the SaaS offering that Sitecore is talking about. Because number one, it's something new for us, right? It's totally different kind of client breed. We're used to the traditional thing. We're talking about the financial sector. This is how we used to do stuff, but now we're trying to keep up with all the technology where everyone is going. We're talking SaaS. We're talking about someone taking care of some of the headache that we typically take off as a client when we set up our websites and environments, hosted somewhere else. And if we are interested more of like a content as a service, right? We have our Jamstack set up. We assemble nice kind of a website who does not need all of these fancy stuff. But at a certain point of our customer journey, we're now interested in doing all the marketing and nice thing around personalization. And we need a solution for that. And thanks to Sitecore this year who made us run for our money, trying to keep up with all the acquisitions, right? And I think we've seen it with George. And just a quick, if you see me, this is me 5 years ago. If you see me on social media, you're gonna recognize me. Now I wear glasses, but we've already seen this with George, and I bet you we're gonna keep seeing this, I think, until spring next year, because with all of these acquisitions, the concept of these composable different systems is still growing, right? We're not there yet in terms of the integration. So to answer your question around the integration with Sitecore Send, we're now still in that phase. We're doing rebranding, we're reading documentation, still taken out from training. So there's time until we are there where we can say like all of this new SaaS experience. And again, with the experience, I can't jump high, but with the experience line, this is what I'm interested with. Always keep the XP in the back of your head because it's still there. It's not going anytime soon, right? It's gonna still around. But take a look at these 4 blocks. We have the CDB, we have personalized, we have search and send. The nice thing about this setup is we all work with clients who after a certain time, it's like, I don't need all of these marketing suites, right? They've already bought the XP. They just need smaller personalization activity here and there. And with Sitecore 10, they try to solve that, right, by providing the XM with some personalization capabilities, because not every brand needs that entire platform. So if we break that down, so this is where going to be our focus, the CDB and the personalized together perform Sitecore new offering of CDB. The new search, there's yet to come, hopefully, where we learn more about that. And Mohammed already covered the Sitecore Send. So if we take a step back, what is CDB? So in a nutshell, it's a product or software that provides you with a persistent, unified customer database that can be accessed from anywhere. So let's put Sitecore in the back of our head and put this within the Sitecore context. I need, first of all, a platform that helps me collect all of these data, right? I need a single source of truth. Then, we all work with the clients nowadays who would come and say, I want personalization from day one. We've done it. It was challenging, but we've done it. The tricky part with that is our clients work with a huge number of tools, right? They're not only working with Sitecore, we all know that. And they already identified you as a visitor a while ago. But when you come to their website now, they want to tell you that I know you. Here you go, a personalized content from day one. They're no longer interested in day 2 or return visit. So we want that kind of a connected customer journey from end to end through different channels. And finally, they want to be able to assess the return on their investment, right? how many of us came across this question from our clients like, I've invested this amount of money for you guys to do personalization. Show me how did personalization increase my leads? I want to see in numbers that this lead came from personalization, that I don't know what else they ask. They ask a lot of stuff in that area. They want to see that we have return visits that came from doing personalization in Sitecore. And to your point, they don't want to do that with IT help, right? They want to be able to identify and evaluate this themselves using an interactive interface without trying to interpret that or go back to IT to do all of these. So if we put this within the new Sitecore CDB, look at it from just trying to map these three things, three main capabilities. So we have our CDB. So basically we have our single source of truth, data coming, data going. We have the ability to assess. We want to be able to evaluate what we have. We want to test. We want to optimize. And again, if we look at data collection from an XP perspective, it's familiar with XDB and XConnect, right? We know that. This is how we map it to CDB. And then doing artificial intelligence, we all know Cortex, right? AI, whether Sitecore owns or who owns the algorithm, it doesn't matter. But we have these capabilities now out of the box. And then we want to be able to deliver this at the right time, during the right channel, to the right people. So these three things constitute a 360 view of a customer profile that allows us to go beyond what we currently have in the XP, the customization that we typically do, and get all of these out of the box. And I promise you I'm not advocating for this yet. We're yet to evaluate this, but basically like the premise behind that and being able like to tap into a market, which is the SaaS market, without losing our footprint in that market as well. It gives us other options where we can deliver things out of the box in a different way. So if we look at CDB from Sitecore, it comes in two flavors. We have the CDB and personalized. And it's really nice if we understand the differences, because when you offer this to your client, you need to know, like, based on their business needs, based on their requirements, do they simply need the CDB? I just need to collect all these information, have a single source of truth, be able to send it and communicate through multi-channel. That's about it. Or we want to add experimentation and decisioning into the mix. So I want to be able to personalize on top of that experiences. You can see there's a lot of new lingo out there, and like it's easy to do the mapping one-to-one between what we already know with the XP and with the CDB, but there's a lot to learn out there. So, all right. So basically, this is the whole idea I wanted to speak to you guys about with the new CDB. Is the new capabilities in terms of how it's mapped to XP. What do we have now with the SaaS? Again, that omni-channel kind of experience. We have a single source of truth. We have the ability to store structured and unstructured data, and we're tapping now into the area of data custodian, right? Who's the owner of this data? If it's now into Sitecore in terms of being this hub that we collect all the information. How about regulation? How about consent? All of this kind of stuff, we are yet to see how Sitecore is going to do that. And again, with the cookie less going into expiration by 2022, this is something like all of us we need to consider, because now we're tapping with Sitecore to be the first party kind of owner of data and other things. This is a look on the guest profile. Again, it's similar to the experience profile. It's called a guest profile. This is same thing as Booksever. So I don't know, like maybe I jumped the gun. I did not mention that the CDB is a rebranding of Booksever when it was acquired. So if you look at now, It's different than those who had the training earlier in the year. But this is an example of the information you get. This is my favorite, is at which stage of the customer life cycle this current visit is, because it gives your customer the ability to look into that profile and just right away know that they're at that stage. And oh my God, I feel like I've been basic so long. Okay. At which stage of their customer life cycle? I say like they're just a new potential customer that they're coming to my website. So there's a potential prospect. They're at early stage of their life cycle. I can give them personalization experiences based on that just by the look at this. We can do that in the XP, right? But we have to do more effort to identify that. This is also like more information that you can see. Also like an interesting look at what period of the day this customer has been interacting with your website. So basically, like me, I am an avid online shopper, so maybe at the beginning of the day I keep adding stuff to my Amazon basket. By the end of the day, just like, yo, hell with it, I'm gonna buy everything. So this is where we can identify based on their interaction with our website. If someone we have like left stuff, product in their basket, they come back, we can send them email and hopefully help with the abandoned cart situation. Segmentation, and again, this is one of the most used features in Sitecore and any marketing suite, right? We want to be able to identify the segments of our customers, our audience. We call them personas. We identify them. Here you can look at them from a category perspective. We have something similar with the lists, with segments, but this is basically being built on top of artificial intelligence. So again, out of the box, it gives you the option to, one, either do it and identify these things by yourself based on your experience with your own brand, how you've identified already over time, or leave it to the machine to help you identify and, you know, unlock new segments or new areas that you have not noticed before. Decisioning, and yet another interesting feature that we're getting in terms of the evaluation step, where again a whole lot of new terminology. It looks somehow like the marketing automation, but it's not. It's more of a way to help you build and make decisions about what is the best, let's say like the next best action for your customer when you present them with an offer, with content, or whatever. So the decisioning system helps you do all of that. Again, out of the box. It's built on top of complex algorithms. It's not something that you can just achieve without like an extensive powerful algorithm. So the decisioning system, at least the premise of that is it's powerful, can help you make all of these automated decisions. And finally, as we've mentioned, the effectiveness of your personalization. Again, what's based on my investment, the return on my investment, how is that? And it's also similar to the A/B testing. One of the aspects is A/B testing. I'm not gonna just like, yeah, you can measure effectiveness based on A/B testing, but one of them is that, and it's called web experiment. So the introduction of a way to assess your variants, your personalization components, and say, okay, based on the content that we have, the type of customers we have, I'm going to present them with option 1, option 2, and be able to do this at real time. And it gives you the premise of doing this silently as well, which means you can go and test this out before it's out in public, and you can see potentially how the interaction is going to be with your A/B testing or web experiments in this case. And again, we have two types, triggered and interactive. Triggered can be done using emails, push notifications if you're working with web apps. Interactive, it allows your IT team do their API integration, but at the same time give you as a marketer some tools to work with it without the need to work with IT. So, one of the most asked questions and different user groups or with different clients. It's like when Sitecore went on this shopping spree and bought all of these things, and we already have Sitecore, we already have a license, right? Do we have to go and jump into this? Do we have to move into SaaS? And does Sitecore keep the support for XP? So again, the question is for you and for your client to assess. Number one, if you are in the SaaS market, this is already out there, just go for it. If you are still interested in traditional things, your clients, you're just doing an upgrade, keep it as there's no need to do the shift because it's not a replacement, it's yet another option for you. And still, we have the hybrid with GSS, so with the headless, we have kind of in-between options, so that's also supported. And that's about it, what I wanted to talk with you guys about CDB.